awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
Was that the moment when they first met? I suppose we did see the moment when they first met.
A moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Dettlaff. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly, the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
So it's that the conflicting thoughts in his head, and that, sure, he knows they killed him. The reason why he's so conflicted about that is because this person was nice to him previously, and even that small, kind gesture, what was it, basically, like, making sure that someone didn't cut in front of him in line. And then, so, began and ended the boot. What is a boot black?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there.
Okay, yeah, like shoot shiner.
Back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the port district. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad, though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Okay. Oh. Got another level from that. We chat with Regis again. Oh, we are intoxicated. Interesting. From taking, that potion. Emerald Regis. Oh, that is Regis, okay. Where children toil, toys waste away. And the Beauclair Port. Apparently we haven't been to yet.
Not now, Geralt. I cannot move a step without your assistance.
Ew. Okay. My last thoughts before I succumb to sleep? Huh? My last thought before falling asleep. If there is no death, does life exist? Fate is a very interesting feeling. I've noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes I would like to stop thinking. If we were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if there is greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I can hope that its velvety taste will send me to sleep. I strive to live like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people as well as among my own. Maybe I made a big mistake. I've always wanted to write. I'm very tired, and not the best at it. People don't think about the present. They usually remember old times or worry about the future. I have a feeling that my friend Dettlaff will die. I am sad. I assume those are all Regis's thoughts? Some of which were pretty profound, others were just matter of fact. Regeneration potion formula. Oh. 8 measures of vervain extract, Leshen Fang, Senkurum, Alfantra, broth made of young mandrake shoots. Grind the larger ingredients, add the smaller ones whole, boil everything in a bronze kettle using crystal water. Consume the mixture twice daily in half-measured doses. Do not exceed the recommended dosage. It's got the recipe. Oh, and more up here. Potentially. Oh, or we just pop up here. Let's take a second to allocate those skill points because we did spend a bunch of skill points on all the mutation stuff recently, and that means we're actually pretty low on the skill slots. And I think we were planning on upgrading poison blades next. So let's improve this. Right now it is a 9% chance to poison, but if we, with our sword swings, we upgraded a couple times with our 2 points here. Now we're up to 15% chance, and that suddenly seems much more significant. I mean, that's a... I think we were saying it before, but that's the equivalent of using all greater poison effect runestones like this in the 3 slots for your weapon. So that seems pretty good to have all that coming from just one skill. Okay, so the main quest would now take us back into Beauclair, right? By the port. And... So now that begs the question. When it comes to quests, do we feel as if we would go main quest next? So we did just do a series of main quests, more or less, in a row. Do we keep on going that route, or do we switch back over and start doing some of the side quests now? Because we could go either route. We've solved some of the wine problems in Belgard, but not all of them. That is potentially something we could see through to the end, because of course, I didn't activate it there, I suppose. Might as well, just to see where it is, but it's up north. In an area that we were considering exploring previously. Oh no, actually it's further south. Right, it was not, I thought it was going to be up here, but it actually was down here. Not that far away from where we currently are. There is still a lot of main quests left. Okay, so it's not necessarily a bad idea to focus on main quests for a little bit here. Okay. That might make some sense then. Yeah, the other thing is that from a side quest standpoint, I mean, we had a huge list of side quests for a while, and we've slowly started to chip away at it. But this may be the vast majority of the side quests that we're going to get for the remainder of Blood and Wine. I'm sure there will be ones that we come across just as we're exploring and we come up with random encounters. There also could be a few as we start going to some of the other little villages that we've not yet seen that have notice boards, although, to tell you the truth, are there any notice boards left? Or have we now seen all of them? At least as of right now, don't think I see any. And oftentimes, those are the places where we get the most information about finding new quests, so maybe that list of side quests is not necessarily going to get that much longer. So yeah, perhaps all the more reason to focus on main quests for a little while here. So yeah, we'll keep that one active, and it proved quite the ordeal for Regis. Sacrifice, one might say, but they obtained the last ingredient required for residence, and the vampire could prepare the concoction. Geralt drank a dose, and visions ensued. He saw Dettlaff meet and speak to a young Hootblack. Then the Witcher and the vampire set off in search of the boy. Okay. The description doesn't tell us much that's new, but let's just head on over to this fast travel spot, and then we'll make our way over. And I'm glad we can just use the main door now, rather than needing to drop under and go through the dungeony area every time. So let's head on to the Beauclair port. And we haven't spent much time in this part of town. But let's, I suppose we just... Yeah, this is the spot, right? That looks familiar. Suppose we just hop right in here.
Life in Beauclair.
This mud. Rain or shine, it's always here. And now we know why.
You dump your waste in front of our shop.
Oh my sirs, you really ought to go easy on the wine.
I swear it wasn't me.
So how would you explain it? Whether it pours for a week or the sun bakes our pipes, we've always mud up to our ankles here.
You can't blame me for Beauclair's fickle weather.
Fickle weather! I've seen you. You empty your chamber pot in front of our shop each morning, so folks will dirty their boots, go to you to get them cleaned.
A far-fetched conspiracy theory, sirs.
I'll conspire to welt your bum with my belt. Come here.
Leave him alone.
Just who the spit are you?
His father? I mean, it could be kind of funny. Obviously, it's not true, but kind of curious to see how they react to that. Let's try it. I mean, I imagine, in all likelihood, this is probably going to turn into a fight. Maybe we'll fist fight them, but, I mean, if we say we're Witcher, maybe we scare them off. If we say they're his father, maybe they think they actually stand a chance. Whereas if we say none of your concern, probably also fist fight. Let's try it, though. Let's try it.
His father, and you won't touch him. I won't let you.
Oh, poppycock. I knew his father.
Okay, fair
Grifter,
enough.
A cheat, just like his brute.
I'll teach him honesty. He'll not leave muck at our shop door just to draw patrons to his own stall. So back away, drifter.
Not gonna happen.
Won't it? Well, then we'll thrash you as well. Which is all the same to me.
Ah, the Gwent lobby music.
Do anything rash.
My favorite. For when I'm waiting in the queue.
You to help scofflaws and cheats.
Also, I'd love to be able to see, like, anything. Ooh, that did still hit us. It's actually kind of tough, fighting three at once. But there's one. Yeah, for one at a time, they're absolutely strats. Ooh. To bait them into throwing punches and then finish them off. You blocked that. I thought I was going to take you out there. Oh, beat me to the punch. In more ways than one. Also, the game has picked a wonderful time to tap out on me. Fortunately, it did auto-pause, but this guy's about to hit it. Oh no, we're about to hit him. Okay. That worked, I guess.
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
It wasn't me.
Investigating the beast on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men, what are they doing?
Do we try to sort of get them into trouble here by saying they made things difficult, or we just say, nah, don't worry, we've already taken care of it. I think we've already taught them their lesson, so maybe we just say it was a misunderstanding.
Nothing really. Had a little misunderstanding. Figured it out though.
Uh-huh, I see. As the Duchess's protege, you may go. But this lot...
Tried to help you.
You'll come with us. Some time in a cell ought to scare the dimwits out of you. Come on.
You're very good with your fists, sir. Wouldn't be looking
Thanks.
for work, would you?
I guess.
We'd make a fine duo.
What? What?
Yeah? How you imagine that working?
Splendidly. That's how. I suggest a partnership, where I see to the boots while you stand guard. And as you're the stronger, Come morn, you take the chamber pot out and help me make mud.
Bit about the
So he
mud's
admits that he
true.
does do it.
They were right to want to box your ears.
I've got to make a living somehow. So, what say you, sir? Partners?
It is a
think about it.
devious strategy. But, I mean, you get why it works, at least for the business. But okay, more importantly, though, what about Dettlaff?
Listen, I'm interested in a certain gentleman.
Oh, wait! Before we get to talking, please, take a seat.
Alright.
My boots are clean.
In this city, no boots are clean unless they just come off my stand. A seat, sir, please.
If you insist.
So then, who was it you wanted to ask about?
One of
Ignore
your
the fact that
patrons.
Geralt's feet are not
Tall,
actually
elegant
resting on
black
those.
Frock, not from around here.
An arrival? Indeed. I hear a faint bell ringing. A modest sum might make it sing out loud and clear.
How much?
Let's say 500 coins.
What? Gotta be kidding me. What would you even do with that kind of coin?
Expand my venture. I'm sure you can imagine. Have a proper stand with a big sign. I want a new box too. New polishes, new brushes. And if I've enough coin left, I'll buy a share in a launderer's. Get wastewater for free.
Got it all planned out.
I should think so. Capital is all I require.
Very entrepreneurial. Which in some ways is admirable. However, some of it is, not the most, wholesome of ways to make it happen. Deliberately dumping chamber pots and dirty water in front of people's homes so that they get their boots dirty so that you are more likely to get them to actually show up here. And we could mind control them. Or we could negotiate. I mean, part of me is actually curious to see if it's kind of like the rune right back from Hearts of Stone, and if you do give him more money, does he actually seriously invest in this establishment and make it a more well-polished place? Or does he just nothing happens and he just takes your money and that's it? If he does do something with it, then maybe there's something to be said about that. But, I mean, as significant as, or as surprisingly large as 500 crowns would be, we have plenty of money, so, could do it. Maybe we do it just to see what happens.
Alright, let's see if we can't figure something out.
Pretty sure we would have gotten, usually we get 20-something experience, 20 to 50 experience for mind controlling people. It's might be missing out on a little bit of experience here, but now this is strange because usually we're negotiating in the other direction. We're trying to negotiate the price for a Witcher contract, and so we're trying to get it as high a price as possible. But this time it's in reverse. We're trying to go as low as possible. So I don't really know. Guess 320. See, he'll take it.
That's not even worth the spit I'd need to use to discuss it.
Whoa, he got very annoyed with us very quickly. He's very picky. And so I assume that if he gets fully annoyed, then we pay the maximum price rather than what would normally happen with the Witcher contracts where we would get paid the minimum price. No?
It's not quite... I don't know...
Okay, my patience with you is wearing thin. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt here, but that benefit of the doubt is not much left.
Ah, see?
Yay! We
I
negotiated
knew
60
you'd clinch it.
crowns lower. Oh boy. We'll do it. Just to see what, if anything, happens. If nothing happens, then so be it. It's basically 2 or 3 swords worth of value. Look at it that way.
Guess I can agree
And we
to
do still
that.
get money for it.
A
Actually,
thousand thanks.
is it
I
the
shall
amount we
forget it.
paid divided by 10 is the amount
Now
of
to the
experience that we
matter
get, in
at
which case you'd
hand.
actually get more
I
if you
know
paid the full
fellow
price?
you seek, though I don't know his name. A steady patron, gets his boots cleaned every few days. He's very good to me. Always pays me a premium.
Does he pay
Know where I might
440
find him.
crowns?
No,
I
but
kind of
you
doubt it.
could wait here. Perhaps he'll stop by.
Don't
Oh.
have the time for that. Sure you don't know where to find him? Or maybe notice which direction he came from?
When I clean boots, sir, I do not look up to see where folk come from. I clean.
It seems you're having a rough go of it.
Oh, you're here. Feeling better?
I am, thank you. The local necropolis. The air does wonders for me.
Yeah, Regis, maybe don't say that in
Into
public.
Seed, I dare say I've the right question to ask. Young man, you see this vial? One drop added to your boot polish will help you wipe even the most encrusted boot clean as the dome of St. Lebioda's Cathedral. With it, you will serve 3 times as many patrons at a fraction of the effort, and piles more coin. I'm prepared to give you this vial if you tell me where the man we seek lives.
But you won't hurt him, will you? The gentleman's art, true, but he's kind.
In point of fact, he's a friend. Yet we had a falling out of sorts and would like to straighten matters out.
I leave his boots at the door of a house near the port. The door is red, but I do not know if the gentleman lives there.
Worth checking. Might happen on a lead.
Would you let me scrape the dirt off your kickers before you go? With all due respect, sirs, your boots could stand a cleaning.
Thank you. Perhaps later.
All right.
Handled that kid pretty well.
Finding the right approach. That's the trick to dealing with children.
Yeah, saw that. Meaning, the right thing to bribe them with.
What is this pamphlet we just saw? Deerbill Clarions? Oh, okay, well, we've seen this many times before. It's basically the equivalent of the stuff we saw in Novigrad all over the place. I love the seagull sound. Oh, it feels like summer! And it looks like summer over there.
One the bootblack mentioned.
Okay. It's a toy shop. Dettlaff? At a toy shop? I just don't really get that vibe from him, you know? Just don't really get that vibe from him, but sure. Okay. Rose setting a bit of a tone here.
Won't budge. Gotta break it down.
You might just as well stand out in the street, pound on a drum and holler, Dettlaff, I'm
Break it
coming
down.
for you. A bit more finesse, I implore you.
Let's hear
Oh,
your
repeat
idea.
breaking it down.
Give me a moment.
Okay, I will admit, I just did not catch any of that stuff there. I was too busy breaking it down. Also, that's a nifty trick.
Nice. Ever consider becoming a burglar? Skill like that'd come in awful handy.
I considered it, but ultimately concluded it would be terribly dull. Come.
Okay, now we get the creepy, creaking toys.
He here? Sense him.
No, he's not here, but was here recently. His scent is still strong.
Okay, I would suggest that this is perhaps his abode.
Let's look around.
Okay. Search. Shop. We also are getting boatloads of experience for doing all the main quest stuff. Eviction notice. Eviction notice. Due to the non-payment of rent for the premises used for shopkeeping purposes, the Administrative Court of Beauclair orders the tenant Ulrich de Samp to vacate the premises within 7 days. Not complying with this eviction notice shall cause a custodial sentence to be imposed on the debtor. The length of the sentence shall be determined by the debtor's court. Bailiff. Okay. So that would suggest that either the person just left because they got evicted, and then Detlaff just took a job in here because, well, it was abandoned, or Detlaff, if we're going the more gruesome way, may have killed that person and then just taken the place from them. Hopefully not that, but possible. Like to believe it's just that, you know, person got evicted, so he walked in.
No use to anyone. Shame. Must have brought someone joy sometime.
We should take it and use it as one of the trophies in our house. Letter to the shopkeeper. Dear Master Shopkeeper, for a long, long time, I've been asking my parents to buy me a toy. Mommy always cries and says that we haven't gotten any money. Daddy gets cross when I ask him when we will earn some, and once he nearly hit me. My friends have beautiful toys. Laura has a teddy bear. Michelle has a doll with golden hair that you can brush with a real comb. I worry that I will never have a toy, which is why I'm writing to you, Master Shopkeeper. I wanted to write this letter to you a long time ago, but I didn't know how to write then. Now I know. If you have a pretty toy that other children don't want, I will look after it. You'll be happy with me. Please don't laugh at me. I know I am little, but I also know that toys are not really alive. They only live in our imagination. But so what? I would love it very much. Isa. That's sweet.
Somebody fixed this recently.
Detlaff? Does Detlaff actually do stuff at the toy shop? Is that not a coincidence? More to it than this just happening to be a place where someone recently got evicted?
No dust mark. Somebody moved this here recently.
Like a toy sword. Rather disturbing. Oh, Regis. Let's see what else there is over here.
Nice little trinket.
Can't really tell what it is. A soldier? Toy
Sometimes
soldier.
I think I might end up like one of these toys.
Bit by bit, torn apart. That was weird. Okay. We may or may not have climbed on Regis for a minute there.
For idle chatter. We must find Detlaff.
Okay. Did we investigate this one?
Somebody fixed this recently.
We've heard that, at the very least. I think we've found everything on this floor. If I'm not mistaken. Let's head upstairs. See what we might find here.
Let's go.
Yeah, when you said he was here recently, but is not currently here, did that include upstairs?
Nest. Need to look around.
What is that? A person's face.
No dust mark. Somebody moved this here recently.
Okay, heard that previously. Dolls, I suppose, makes sense here. Suspicious letter. Oh.
Detlaff van der Eretain, you do not know us, but we know you to be a vampire. We know also of your weakness for the wench they call Renowed. Now you know this. We shall chain her down and let rats feed on her. We shall flay the skin from her flesh.
That doesn't sound good.
Yet you can save her. You need but travel to Beauclair, where you shall slay 5 men in the manner we prescribe.
Ah.
You must complete the killing in
He's
3
being set up.
days. Fail, and the
Blackmail.
next letter you receive will contain a memento of your failure. Your beloved's finger.
There you have it. Proof positive Detlaff killed not of his own accord. A blackmailer sunk his claws into him.
Okay. Blackmailer. Any idea who this could be? I was hoping to get the chance to look around a little bit more because I wanted to see what the person's face was all about. So hopefully we still have the chance to do that once this conversation is done.
Any idea what it could be? Detlaff have
Otherwise we can try to come back here.
Indeed. Detlaff gains foes occasionally, but they never live long.
One might have managed to evade him.
That face right there.
Possible in theory, but I know of none. It would have to be someone devilishly dangerous. As you well know, having faced Detlaff yourself, whoever it is someone new.
Okay. Who is this Renowed? And is that potentially the person whose face we see painted on the wall?
Who's Renowed?
his one-time lover, the sole human woman with whom he was very close, because she accepted him. With her aid and care, he found a place for himself in this hostile world. She began the work that I strive to continue.
Ever meet her?
Never had the pleasure, alas. She deserted him a time before he came round to save me, though he always claimed she'd gone missing.
Okay. So some question as to whether she actually did in fact go missing, in which case maybe they could still be a thing, or did she actually just, desert him and wants nothing to do with him at this stage? In which case, he's heartbroken. What do you think happened to her?
Take it you have your doubts.
I know humans better than he does. Their capacity to be disloyal, dishonest. I also know she took her things. Not something one associates with the kidnapped, or those who disappear against their will.
I'll save you the trouble of asking. No, I don't know why she left. I can, however, hazard a guess that Dettlaff grew angry one day, showed another, more monstrous side. Dettlaff's anger could frighten anyone off, though most who see it get no chance to flee.
Dettlaff have trouble letting go, accepting that she'd left him.
Is that so hard to believe?
Do you know no humans who've struggled with just such a thing?
And Dettlaff is so much more emotional than most humans.
Not only was she his beloved, his lover, his mate, she was a member of his pack. And one never leaves one's pack voluntarily.
Oh, wait, hold on, what? I mean, you said she was a human, right? But she's a member of his pack? She was a human, but she was, like, very much integrated with the vampires? Is that what you mean? She was like a human basically living the vampire life. I guess? Okay, good. We can still look around afterward. Hopefully we get the chance to investigate that then. So, did Dettlaff ever try to look for her?
Dettlaff ever try to find her? I mean, if she was that important. Higher vampires have their ways. All kinds. Should have been easy as pie
Like,
for him.
Geralt,
listening
as you
through
rightly
birds,
noticed,
like the
no
one that's
vampires.
watching this entire conversation.
He searched for months on end before giving up. Clearly, Renowed knew him all too well. Enough to cover her tracks, leave no way for him to find her.
Okay. Maybe she did get kidnapped, though?
Even if Renowed did abandon him that time, looks like someone's actually kidnapped her this time.
Hard to argue with that, and hard to foresee what he's prepared to do to free her, get her back.
He's prepared to kill, that's clear.
As
that
would
much
you
is
be
clear.
for Yennefer. He kills, for he cares for her deeply. And that blood, those individuals, they mean nothing to him.
Well, I mean, he was kind of friends with that guy we were just looking at last time,
I get
right?
it now. He's out to rescue a female from his pack.
Exactly.
Right, so someone's blackmailing him. We know that. Still have no idea who. Need to look around some more.
Okay. Good. Let's do that. First and foremost, I want to see where this. What is the deal here?
Woman's likeness. Bit smudged. That Renowed?
I don't know. As I said, I never met her.
Reminds me of someone.
Who?
Not sure. Can't help feeling I've seen that face before, though.
Huh? Okay. Maybe we... I mean, I doubt we've met this Renowed person before, otherwise we'd probably immediately recognize them, but maybe we know someone who's, like, related to them? Letters naming the beast's targets. Oh. Sounds important.
Look, slips of paper, name on each. Count Crespi, Count Dulac.
Maybe we find the next one?
Peyran, Count Delacroix.
Dettlaff's victims, one and all. But that's not his hand.
Must have come from whoever wrote the letter.
That's the person
All of it
giving him
written
the
using
assignments.
same ink. See the color? Ink was dyed with cinnabarite. Rare mineral, pretty much found only in...
Nazaire. But I fear it means very little. Anyone could have imported such ink.
Fair enough. Still worth remembering.
Look,
Ink from Nazaire.
With wine. Not much to go on either, especially not in Beauclair.
Perhaps. Yet perhaps also worth remembering.
Wine, ink from Nazaire. Okay. I hope we don't need to memorize those things for long, because if we continue to add to that list, those will become rather obscure things, but... Blackmailer... Yeah, so what would bring someone to try to blackmail Dettlaff to begin with? I mean, obviously Dettlaff is very powerful as a higher vampire, and so to have the opportunity to, basically manipulate him is something that I suppose could be appealing to people who have other agendas. But ultimately, are they just trying to, destroy or kill prominent people in Beauclair? What's the deal?
Blackmailer. Kinda curious who it could be.
Why is that?
Regis. Somebody kidnapped a vampire's lover. Bold to begin with. Now they're forcing the vampire to kill. A vampire you yourself insisted no murderer. Blackmailer's skilled. Someone special.
Astute. Now that I think of it, I'm beginning to wonder if...
It's not one of your kind? Another vampire?
Precisely. The plot thickens.
Just
yeah,
a
I don't know. Who else could
hypothesis.
do it?
Wouldn't set my heart on it till we know more.
Right you are.
Okay, Well, despite that being a hypothesis, I guess we're summing up what we know now.
Let's sum up what we know. Seems Dettlaff's being blackmailed. Someone's been feeding him his victims' names.
All noted down using one and the same Nazaire ink, and not in his handwriting.
Not much.
But enough to ascertain Dettlaff's innocence, clearly.
I think so. I tend to agree. I mean, I'd like to have just a little bit more evidence to be able to say, okay, well, this is like a lead. We can say it's probably not, it's not Dettlaff, and this is who we suspect it is. Whereas right now, it's just like some phantom person who, I mean, like, Dettlaff could just have some random person write down the names. Just not in his handwriting. I mean, is that a strange, out of the way of marking which people he's gonna hunt down? Yes. But it's
Actually,
not
it
impossible.
is. Dettlaff's being manipulated. Some lunatic.
But I do think he's being manipulated, yes.
Making him kill.
So it would seem. But this illuminates a path of action for us. We must find Renowed, render the blackmail senseless. The lunatic or ticks will thus lose hold on Dettlaff.
That's one idea. Could be worth a shot. But what about Dettlaff? He gonna go on killing while I'm out searching for his lover?
He will not. I shall convince him to stay his hand. Assure him you're a friend seeking to help. I'll await him here. He's sure to return sooner or later.
Think he'll listen?
He will.
Ought to wait with you, maybe.
No, he'll sense you from a mile off. Simply fail to appear. I'd better stay alone. You must trust me on this.
Fine.
Probably
Need to
best,
report to the Duchess
given how
first.
things went
So
down
be
our
it.
first time.
We'll await you here. Dettlaff and I both.
Okay. Is there anything else up here, though? Any additional things we can investigate? Man, it is a raining experience right now. It's leveled up again. That looks like that's just about it. So when I read "Wine is Sacred," that's not how that processed in my brain real quick when I glanced over at that. In my brain, I read that as "Wine is Scared," and I was like, "What? What?" There was at least one red thing, but it's not there anymore. Darn it. Definitely not there anymore. Definitely still not there. I'm not really seeing anything right now. Other than, of course, I could re-examine the face, but we've already done that. The books. Don't think we examined the book at all, if there's anything there. Yeah, on the table. What do you think? I mean, this is obviously important stuff. This is the main quest. So part of me feels like, you know, we want to do everything we can to get as much information as we can. But that just feels like that's maybe a bug? Or maybe, you know, for whatever reason, whichever thing it was that we picked up last, the thing over here, has to be the last object that you pick up, or will always be the last thing that you pick up, because it's basically scripted that Geralt and Regis go, like, okay, well, let's sum up what we know, even though moments before Geralt was like, well, we don't know everything yet, and I was assuming we would still be able to search around and then reach our conclusions. Not important? Okay, because, like, those other ones did seem very important. Those were pretty crucial to understanding what Detlaff's motives were. But you think this last one was not nearly at that same level? So yeah, if it's anywhere near what we were seeing with those other two, I'd say that that's important stuff that we probably do want to make sure that we get the chance to hear. But the other thing is that we, of course, did just level up. And so we now have a skill point to spend. And we would like to get to the point where we can start using things in this the second row here. It will take 3 more skills invested before we can do that. And I think we didn't really love the other things in this row, but there are a bunch of good things in this row. That means this might more or less just be some throwaway points here. We do have a slot to use whatever this will end up being, but just may not be all that helpful to us. Increases potion overdose threshold from 75 to 80. Okay. Time is slowed further while aiming. Every known level 1 alchemy formula increases maximum toxicity by 1. And that doesn't really matter because our primary potion-y thing is that we're getting potions toxicity free. Toxicity is above 0. Time automatically slows when the enemy is about to perform a counterattack. That just seems so niche. Yes? I don't know. I don't think we're really going to get any benefit out of any of these, and as soon as we're able to unlock the next row, we're probably going to replace this. So, sure. I guess either heightened tolerance or acquired tolerance, just because this one feels like late game. We have learned so many formulae that this probably is a pretty large number. So, sure, I guess we do this. There's a music box and some tools. You think the second one is better? Yeah, this one. Acquired tolerance. I think it probably will be. I think you're right. Just given how many potions we know, or how many formulae we know at this stage. I think you're right. Oh, it's only level 1. Okay, so then subsequent rounds basically mean that if we know an upgraded formula, then that also proves it. So, I mean, we have room to put it in here, and we actually should put it there. That'll increase the vitality coming from that mutagen. Let's just put back in you over here, in that case. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that may... Oh, weren't we, like, almost at our maximum toxicity before, and now after using that, we're nowhere near maximum toxicity? Where do we see the actual number for toxicity? Wait, character? No. I don't want, or no, on the inventory screen? 36%. Isn't there also, what is it, this screen? We actually see 192. So it started at 100, right? So we just gained 92 out of that? Yeah, because we were definitely at 70% out of 100. So it almost doubled our toxicity with one skill. So, I mean, that is potentially useful. Because then we can use... Most of the big potions tend to be 70 toxicity, right? So that means we should be able to use 2 of those big ones simultaneously, which I think would be potentially a big bonus. Okay.